Hey, how's it going out there, YouTube? This is Steve here with the e-cig shop in Anoka, Minnesota at our retail store. And today I wanted to show you, I'm going to get all this stuff ready, the Bud Mini with its personal charging case. It's got an LED screen. Turn that on. Allows you to see the battery level. Whoops. There we go. And you can kind of see what's going on there. The switch is brand new, so it's a little sticky at first. This is the battery for the e-cig. And this is again a charging case. Here's the atomizer and cartomizer, whatever you want to call it, cartridge. It's actually an atomizer and a cartridge. It's 3 pieces, but some places will have you believe that you have to buy a whole new one when actually some of these will just pull apart. You can refill these, and we highly recommend doing that. It makes vaping a lot cheaper. That's the atomizer. And that's what comes standard in it, and that's the way it looks. Whoa, I almost dropped it. This is a normal 510 connection. Yeah. I'm using it's an automatic. Ooh, that cherry's good. It's an automatic, so you don't have to push any buttons. You know, some people complain about these. I'm kind of indifferent. I will say that there is a system to it that you kind of need to learn, and one of those things is just kind of taking a small, really light, slow drag versus when you're with a cigarette, you kind of used to pulling on it real hard, and then the reason is because it's a flame, you know. And when you got a flame at the end of a cigarette, the more oxygen that goes through that cigarette, the hotter it gets, the heavier your drag is, the more tobacco you burn. Well, in electronic cigarettes, it's batteries that actually this battery is heating up the atomizer in there, and it's heating up the liquid. And so obviously the longer the battery is going, the more vapor you get. So the slower. You just need to put enough suction onto this thing to get the light to turn on and start. And then it's heating up the liquid, and that's what you were after, you know. So if you want a really good strong drag, you just do it slower, you know. So it's like this. There you go. So many people try this, and then they go, oh, I didn't get anything. And then they end up with nothing. Because they're used to pulling on a cigarette. And this isn't a cigarette, this is an electronic cigarette. And these automatic batteries work just fine if you know what you're doing. You know, you just got to do a really light, soft drag. As you can see, there's plenty of vapor. I have found that my biggest complaint is these cartridges don't contain a lot of fluid. You can only get like 3-4 drops in there. Some places will tell you can get a pack of cigarettes. Don't believe that. I don't know why they want to do things unethically. You can get about maybe 2 cigarettes in that cartridge, and some of the minis you can get up to 7. I've never seen one that gets more than that. This is a 510 cartomizer. Now this doesn't come apart. You can refill it by taking this little end off here, and I'll show you the insides of this. It's kind of a pain to get out. And then you can see in there that, you know, you just drip liquid and you can fill this whole thing up. Now, one of the advantages to this versus, say, the original is the fact that the cartomizer, the liquid's already inside. You know, you fill it up, and when you having the liquid there, it's like you never get that burnt taste. You never get any dryness because the atomizer is not waiting for liquid to come down. It's just constantly saturated in it. So I think that they work better. Also, this is a low resistance. And anytime you're using one of these minis or say a 3.7 volt and you're not getting a strong enough hit, you want to go to a lower resistance atomizer or cartomizer. And these cartos work really great. This actually feels more like a real cigarette to me when I'm using a cartomizer versus the original cartridge that came with it. And the reason for that is that when I pull on it and take a drag, it's more natural. I don't have to go super soft. I don't know if it's got less air holes, but it seems like I can pull on it a lot harder, and it's almost instant as far as the amount of vapor production goes up. You probably won't be able to notice it on the camera though. Yeah, that's just it hits a lot harder to me. More of a throat hit with the lower resistance. Not that you have to do these. Again, this is just an option. You don't have to excuse me, you don't have to mess around with this as much. You can drip your liquid in here, fill these things up, and this will last probably 2 to 3 times one of these cartridges as far as the amount of vapor it'll produce before you have to be refilled. They're real subtle in difference, and you can get these online, and I'm going to probably order some into the store that look like cigarette filters. I didn't know they worked so good until we got these units in, so now that I know that, I'm probably going to order some that look like regular cigarette filters. This is just stainless steel. It still doesn't look bad. I mean, considering the one that you get with it is black, which I don't understand why they did that, you know, but again, it's black. It doesn't look exactly like a cigarette, but it looks really close. Everybody blows it right at the camera, but I started thinking, why am I doing that? It's not like you can smell it. So this is in this cartomizer I've got raspberry. I really like it. I really recommend for you newbies that are just starting out and you think you want something like this, know your options, know what's out there. These things look real. There's some pluses to it. Definitely like it. Downside is that you're going to want to have a spare battery with you at all times, because these batteries will go dead quick. And especially if you're going to use the Carto idea that I'm talking about here, these 510s, cartomizers by Bogue, they will, being that they're lower resistance, chew up your battery quicker. So it'll drain your battery a little bit quicker. But you should be able to have one in the case charging or charged, and so when this one goes dead, you can just swap it out. And it's not as big of a deal as people can say, make it. Overall quality of the product, this is really good. Now, the more you charge these batteries, they're rechargeable. Every rechargeable battery only has a certain life, so you recharge this 200 to 300 times and it's probably going to not accept a charge anymore. Just think of your laptop. Your battery was great when you first got it, and as you've used it, more times you charge it, the less the less time it holds a charge. And that's the same thing for these. So these will have to be replaced. They're not expensive at our store. You're talking $15 and under for a new battery, and considering that they should last, well, if let's just say you charge them 3 times a day, it should last at least a couple of months before you have to get a new one. These are better for people that are really self-conscious about trying something, say like what I normally use, which is really unusual, and it's a GLV2 by Great Lakes Vapor. Highly recommend them, by the way. Jay and Sarah are awesome people, and their customer service is outstanding. Now, these are all custom made, so they're not something that you can get, say, over the night, the next day. You get to pick your options, your colors, but they're worth the wait. I mean, they are really good units. They're really comfortable in your hand. So that's what I'm used to, but if you're brand new and you're really worried about walking around with something that looks like that, this is definitely a good solution for you. You're going to have some headaches with the batteries over time, but overall it's a pretty nice smooth transition. So it's better than staying on the cigarettes. You're going to save a lot of money with these. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call here at the store or drop me an email. Talk to you later, YouTube.